welcome back to my channel, Wine with Kads. I'm here today just to talk about how I moved from a job hopper to a professional recruiter. So when I graduated from university, I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology. Now in Jamaica, it's kind of difficult to find a job within your field once you study psychology. So I went on the obvious job hunt, and in most situations for persons in my situation at that time was to work at a call center. So that was 2012, and I got a job as a customer service agent doing pre-authorization stuff for medications for persons who live overseas. And I worked this job for a year and 8 months, and during that time it was the most tedious and most excruciating experience that I've had in my working life. I developed anxiety because of the constant phone calls coming in and wanting to know if I made the queue, or if I made quality, or if I did everything in the right time. So there was a lot of rules associated with that job, and I developed anxiety issues, and eventually I got depression. It got so bad that I got suspended. I got suspended from this call center because I wasn't taking any calls. So imagine being a customer service agent, a call center employee, not taking any calls. And the only reason I didn't get fired was because I explained to them that I was going through a really rough time, which I really was. But I don't think that's an excuse not to do the job that I was hired to do. I got suspended and I went back, and within a week I started a new job. And I started working at a hotel, and this was my first hotel experience. I was working as a vacation counselor, and being someone who was in my shell and not needing to interact with people, this was a really hard job to start. I thought I wasn't going to get the job. The person who hired me thought I wasn't fit for the job, and still went ahead and hired me just the same. And he gave me a chance and I took it. And what I learned from my call center experience actually was brought over into this experience now dealing with persons face to face. So I now had that customer service experience, putting the customer's needs first, and then coming into the hotel industry, working with guests, trying to get them to buy into a membership, a VIP membership, was really pulling me out of my shell. And I think that was really necessary for me to take the next step into wherever my professional life would have taken me. After I left that hotel, I spent 8 months there, and I said, oh, I'm going to do art, I'm going to paint, and I'm going to sell, because I can't anymore. This is just too much for me. So I decided I'm going to paint. And that only lasted 3 months, because I think I got probably 2 sales, and I was like, I have bills to pay, I have student loan to pay, so I was not able to live from just painting. And then I went back into the call center industry. At this time, I was working as a claims agent, a medical claims agent, and I would need to make calls, I was just receiving calls. And if I'm totally honest, that was 2015 and it's 2020 now, and I still don't know how to do the job. However, while I was working there, I was working part-time as a psychology lecturer, and this was probably the most fulfilling experience that I've had to date, because I felt as though I was doing something in my field, and I was being able to serve these students and give them the knowledge that they needed, as well as it made me feel powerful, it made me feel unstoppable. I was younger than most of my students, but I felt as though I had information to give them. I could serve them, I could give them all that they needed to succeed in that brief time. When I left that experience, when I left both jobs at the same time, and then I went back into the hotel industry, this time working as a front office agent, and then within 4 months I was promoted or moved to a reservation agent, and I spent another a year and a half there, and then I was terminated because they said that we were overstaffed at the time. And I've realized that each experience would have brought me to where I am today. When I left that job at the other hotel, I moved into the medical field. So I was working as a customer agent, a customer service agent at a health center. This was totally out of my comfort zone, out of what I was used to. And because of my experience in the hotel industry, I was able now to speak with persons, interact with people face to face, but I was also able to give that customer service, the level of customer service, a high level of customer service that I needed to give during that time. And I only spent 6 months there. And what happened, interestingly, was that a friend of mine called me and she said to me, Kadeen, would you be interested in working as a HR assistant? I'm like, okay. I had no HR experience. I have only thought of working in HR. I have always dreamt of working in HR just because they get weekends and holidays off. That was my only aim. However, I got the job and I worked at this company. It's another hotel, and I worked at this company for another 8 months, and it was really exhilarating, really powerful, because I was able to learn about HR, and I was able to learn about my staff. I was able to give them what I believed that they needed, and based on their responses and their feedback, I knew that I was doing a good job. And after this 8 months, I was then recommended for another position, which is the position I'm in today, a recruiter at another prominent hotel. And never done this job in my life, but I was able to use my previous experiences to encourage or to persuade them into hiring me for a position that I had no knowledge of. So even though I started out not knowing where I want to put my foot, not knowing where I'm going to be headed in this life, I am grateful for all these experiences that I've had working in different industries, because I believe that everything happens for a reason, obviously, but I know that going through all those experiences helped to mold me professionally into the person that I am today. So now when I'm interviewing persons for certain positions, I know exactly what I'm looking for. It's really ironic that I was a job hopper and I'm now recruiting persons and trying not to judge them for the same things that I did. I'm able now to be a better recruiter than the ones that I've experienced, because I can see the hunger, I can see why, I can understand why is it that they decide, all right, this is not the job for me, and they move on to the next job. I would encourage anybody, if you're not happy in the position that you are in today, it would be good to find out what your purpose is and try to reach that. And your purpose is always, as I'll tell anybody, your purpose is already within you. So not necessarily go and find it, but to identify it. And once you've identified your purpose, then you will be able to put yourself in a position. If it is that you can't create a job for yourself, then you'll be able to put yourself in a 9-to-5 or a job that somebody else would give you, that will help you to live out your purpose. And yeah, that's it for today. So don't forget to like, and if you have any questions, please reach me. Please put your questions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would like to see more of my videos.